Manchester United in all black, but not in mourning just yet. They still wear the crown. Arsenal may be odds-on favourites to remove it, but they are still the challengers. Henry losing out to Djemba. How Arsenal would love to fell the champions with a knockout blow of their own. How United would love to put a dent in the Arsenal record. It's personal. Djemba preferred to Nicky Butt and Phil Neville in the Manchester United midfield. Paul Scholes trying to get between Touré and Campbell and was able to get a shot away. And the expression on his face suggests that that was a better chance than he first realised. Memories. Henry. Ljungberg, flag stayed down. Really good challenge by Wes Brown. Caught up with Ljungberg, who just stolen the march on the Manchester United rearguard, given away tamely by Scholes, who now gets it back. This is Henry, and Ljungberg once more, and this time he's wrong-footed Sylvestre, but he couldn't beat Carroll at the near post. Ljungberg had Reyes in the middle, he had Vieira to put it back to. Tested Roy Carroll instead. Arsenal and Manchester United will remain interests in his professional life, but not rivals. Fletcher. Djemba. Fletcher able to pick a cross, and Touré had to deal with it, absorbed before him. And Lehmann has conceded a rather cheap corner kick. Fletcher's corner, all the way back to Djemba. Got his shot away eventually, and Lehmann had to make a very smart save. Good reactions there by Jens Lehmann. Eric Djemba's shot was delayed, and when it arrived, it came through a crowd. Vieira. Reyes. Wrong-footed Brown. It's Jose Reyes. Didn't really test Carroll as he might have done. Fed by Patrick Vieira. Wes Brown looking over his shoulder, lost Reyes momentarily, but the angle was maybe just a touch wider than he would have wanted. The managerial rivalry is added to the theatre of this very real club rivalry between the two standard bearers in the English game. Both have relished, almost revelled in the verbal jousting of the last few years. Not won them their trophies, but they've each scored the odd point here and there. Fletcher losing out to Edu. Crashing challenge from Brown, but this is Reyes. And Pires wide of him, it's Henry! The only mystery when he lets fly is when he misses. And it was deflected for a corner. Pires takes. Campbell was at the top of the pile. And a goal kick has been given. Louis Sahar is amongst the Manchester United substitutes. Alex Ferguson didn't feel that he was fit enough to play a whole game. Neville. Van Nistelrooy. Fletcher. Djemba. Peachy did well. Pires has lost out. Neville forcing the issue on the edge of the box and going on and going down. Big Manchester United penalty appeals. Past Clichy. Oh, it's difficult to see who caught him, if anybody. Certainly not a strong case for a penalty. No yellow card for Neville, just no penalty. Vieira catching Van Nistelrooy. I think he did get some of the ball. I think he got some of Van Nistelrooy too. Graham Poll has not got a friend in this ground. Plenty going on. Alec Ferguson and Arsene Wenger continuing their own rivalry on the touchline. Alan Wiley, the fourth official, with the unenviable task of coming between those two. Jumped in a bit there, Vieira. Certainly got his foot on top of the ball, but inevitably knocked Van Nistelrooy off it. Fletcher. Trying to slip it to Keane. Clichy came between them. This is Pires. Now Edu. Brown getting it back for Manchester United. Fletcher. Giggs. Gliding across the top of the surface and tucking it into Scholes, who missed his kick. Well, is there another player in English football that you would want in that situation? Cleanest, crispest striker of a ball you could ever hope to see. And he knocked his lines. O'Shea. Scholes. Djemba. Scholes has gone on, he's got away from Edu. It's Paul Scholes, charged down by Toure. Van Nistelrooy, almost another opportunity for Scholes. Giggs had all kinds of space during that. Fletcher has won it back for Manchester United from Reyes. Campbell in the way. Reyes has lost it again, this time to Keane. Vieira though, now Ljungberg. Three others in the break for Arsenal. One of them Thierry Henry, beautifully found by Ljungberg. Henry, was he held there by Sylvestre? Referee fell not. We'll see what Roy Carroll feels about it. Well, his change of direction certainly seemed to fox Sylvestre. And he held out his hand, but was there enough contact, really, to bring about that fall from Henry? That was the decision that the referee had to reach. And he found against Thierry Henry. Giggs. Keane has made a forward run. Vieira's halted Giggs. Scholes to O'Shea. Oh, he did well then. Stopped by Lawrence Tripp. Giggs. Back to Scholes. Hit and hope. It's come for Keane! Wasn't far away. It's not fantasy football. It's hard knock life, reality football, difficult to create chances, difficult to referee, impossible to separate Arsenal and Manchester United. Goalless at the break at Highbury. Late 29, 1:22, drawn 7, lost none. Arsenal have already cornered the market in Premiership records, 29 games unbeaten from the start of the season. Equals the mark of Leeds in 1974 and Liverpool in 1988, and they extend it. Keane up above Vieira. Two men who are almost tailor-made for occasions such as this. Djemba. Henry going down. Leeds actually lost a 2-0 lead at Stoke in their 30th match, beaten by a goal from the current Wrexham manager, Dennis Smith. Liverpool lost at Everton eventually. Edu. Space made for Lauren. Vieira with the support. Pushed in towards Reyes. Level with the defending. Sylvestre. Van Nistelrooy sawing wide. cross in two. Needed a gamble on the near post. Only really Scholes inside the box. Giggs eventually joined him, but not in the vicinity of the cross. Pires with the header down. Henry to Reyes. Henry, well struck! Very, very well struck! It is another memorable goal from Thierry Henry. No occasion is too big for him. 6 times he has scored against Manchester United in their last 4 Premiership visits to Highbury. Not quite as spectacular as his volleyed winner here 3 seasons ago. But a shot struck with abandon down the centre of the goal, swinging. But Roy Carroll, who maybe didn't have the clearest view, will wonder whether he might have reached it. But the slow motion does not do justice to the sheer power and surprise of Henry's effort. And again, he is the man who's broken the deadlock. This is Giggs. Taking on Campbell and scampering away from him. Now, what's the referee giving here? Nothing. Manchester United can't believe the decision. No doubt that Giggs had the beating of Campbell there. Difficult to know why he would go to ground unless he was touched. This is the view that the referee had at the speed that it happened. I mean, Giggs was clear, he had a chance to get his head up and cross. The smaller clubs always say the bigger clubs get the decisions. Manchester United have been awarded 1 penalty since October the 4th, and that was in an FA Cup tie at Northampton, which they missed. There's 1 Premiership penalty awarded to Manchester United since Van Nistelrooy's miss against Arsenal at Old Trafford back in September. Manchester United manager felt that Louis Saha's continuing Achilles problem meant that he couldn't start with him today, but he'll bring him on now for more than half an hour in place of Eric Djemba-Djemba. Can't play in the cup tie next weekend. Pires. Now Ljungberg. In towards Pires. Reyes! Glory-seeking football from Arsenal. They do combine so beautifully. Pires just quickened the pace. Might just have been beyond the last defender when Ljungberg lifted it in. But neither he nor Reyes could make contact anyway. Glorious. Gary Neville steaming up with his shoulder. And having made that run, he deserved better than the pass from Fletcher, and Manchester United's right flank is hopelessly exposed now. And Pires and Clichy are streaming forward. Pires looking to feed it through to Reyes. He might still. This is Jose Reyes. Corner kick given. Roy Carroll claiming it should be a goal kick. I'm not sure he got to the ball at all, actually. As Reyes forced it in past him. Maybe he just made some contact. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he made the contact with Reyes' standing foot. That's another penalty claim, you know. Pires takes. Forced away by Keane. Here's Reyes. Now Henry. Trying his luck again from long range. And who blocked it? Freddie Ljungberg. The sting in the morning. He described Arsenal as a powerful, aggressive, athletic team. Prior to the match, a veiled compliment. Keane's header on. This is Giggs. Lehmann got a hand to it. Touré got his head to it. And Arsenal just about survived. Last-ditch defending. And there may be some more to do. Solskjaer short to Keane. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Oh, and Wes Brown couldn't control the header. It came to him at such a velocity. Driven in by Solskjaer. And it was upon Brown before he knew it. This is Edu. Brown down to Scholes. Neville down to Solskjaer. Pires has had a very, very energetic game for Arsenal. He'll give way to Dennis Bergkamp for the closing 5 minutes. Richly deserved applause for Pires, who gives way to the man who was named after the family hero, one Denis Law. Van Nistelrooy to Scholes. A bit of space here for Solskjaer. Got it into Van Nistelrooy. It's in by Zaha. Manchester United on terms. Louis Zaha scores from the substitutes bench. His first goal against Arsenal. And a beautifully constructed goal it was too. Solskjaer free on the right-hand side. Goodness knows how Van Nistelrooy failed to connect, but Zaha did. And Manchester United have equalised inside the last 5 minutes. Lauren. Edu. Henry. He's dug out a shot somehow. And somehow Roy Carroll has kept it out. Complete surprise element about the effort from Henry, who was facing one way and then suddenly facing the other. His corner, Gilberto is there and unable to control the header. Louis Zaha, who is a French junior international with Thierry Henry, who cannot play in the FA Cup semi-final next weekend, scoring the equalising goal from the cross of another substitute, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Zaha is the target, and he wins it in the air. Van Nistelrooy helped on to Ryan Giggs, chip back into Van Nistelrooy. What an opportunity. Not quite the opportunity that he had to beat Arsenal back at Old Trafford in September, but a good chance by his standards, and he knows it. That's certainly the closest that Arsenal have come to defeat when Van Nistelrooy placed the ball on the penalty spot that day. This is Henry, slipped beautifully into Lauren, saved by Caron, headed wide by Henry. Henry wanted it cut back to Lauren. We've still got some more time to play. Lauren was in a wonderful position. Henry's header flew just wide. That's when he wanted the return pass. He got it in a manner of speaking. I think part of his frustration is with himself. This is Henry. Found a cross, but Keane has cut it out. Nothing to separate them on the day. Still 12 points between them in the Premiership table. The defending champions have only been able to slow Arsenal's charge to relieve them of their title. Louis Zaha cancelling out the extravagant swing of Thierry Henry's right foot. Two more Arsenal entries in the record books 30 league games unbeaten, the longest sequence from the start of the season, the longest within a top-flight season. Their run of 9 straight Premiership wins ends here, but that's for the Anoraks, for the aristocrats of the English and maybe the European game. A 7-point lead now, and 2 epic cup ties ahead. The Arsenal Invincibles still have a treble chance. It's 1-1 at Highbury.
Hey, it's a penalty. You know it is.